Have you ever felt like God was silent? Like your prayers were being ignored? And life just didn't make sense? What should we do when we trust in God, but He seems to ignore everything we say or ask? Today's message from Pastor Craig Groeschel from Life.Church in the United States brings three powerful truths from the book of Habakkuk that will help you hold on to your faith even when nothing makes sense. The book of Habakkuk begins with frustration. How long, Lord, must I call for help, but you do not listen? He's not questioning God's existence, but struggling with His timing and justice. And in that honesty, we find our own questions reflected. He sees violence, injustice, suffering, and doesn't understand why God isn't acting. Maybe you've been in that place too, but what we see in Habakkuk's journey is something real, genuine, and full of hope. Let's walk through three keys from his story that can anchor your faith in life's most confusing moments. Doubt is not the enemy of faith. Habakkuk doesn't hide his frustration. He brings it all to God. In the first chapter of his book, we see him ask, "How long, Lord, must I call for help, but you do not listen?" But look, he's still praying, still speaking to God, still hoping for an answer. Doubt is not a sign of weak faith. Often it's a sign of an honest relationship with the Lord. God is not afraid of your questions. He welcomes them. Think about Job. He questioned everything, and yet God revealed Himself to him. When you ask questions from an honest heart, sincerely seeking answers without accusation or bitterness, you open space for an encounter with God. Pastor Craig Groeschel said in his sermon, "Doubt isn't the enemy of your faith. Many times it's the invitation to a deeper and more meaningful faith." Bring your doubts to God. He would rather have your real anger than fake faith. God's character is greater than your circumstances. God answers Habakkuk, but not the way he expected. The answer is confusing, delayed, and uncomfortable. We often find ourselves like this too, asking why healing hasn't come yet, why provision is delayed, why doors remain closed. Faith is trusting that God is still good, even when life isn't. Joseph was sold as a slave and imprisoned unjustly, yet he trusted in the Lord's plan. God used even betrayal to fulfill His purpose. Our faith isn't in the outcome, it's in God's unchanging character. God rarely does what we want, when we want, but He's always working. Don't judge God's love by your current struggle. He sees the bigger picture. There's purpose in the waiting. Habakkuk chooses to wait on God and listen to Him. In chapter 2, he says, "I will stand at my watch and wait to see what He will say to me." He doesn't demand a deadline. He positions himself to listen. Waiting is not wasted time when it's done with faith. David waited years to become king after being anointed. Moses waited 40 years before leading Israel. Jesus waited 30 years before starting His ministry. Maybe you feel forgotten or forsaken. But the waiting season is where trust is refined, where faith is tested. What if the waiting is not punishment, but preparation? God isn't punishing you with silence. He's preparing you, strengthening you. Maybe you're in a season of silence. Maybe you're facing loss, confusion, or feeling ignored by heaven. You've cried out, but it feels like God isn't listening. You're not alone. God sees your pain. He is not absent. He is closer than you think. Trusting in God when nothing makes sense is not easy, but it's where many of the greatest miracles begin. Don't give up. Don't stop praying. Don't walk away from God. Remember that God is always good, even when life is not. I encourage you to watch the full message from Pastor Craig Groeschel. I've left the link for you in the description below. I've tried my best to capture everything he meant in this video. If this message meant something to you, if it touched your heart, please help us. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear these words today. And please leave a comment below telling us, What area of your life are you learning to trust God more in? See you in the next video with another message to strengthen your walk with Christ.